Okay, so how does time work in the higher realms? So it's very hard to kind of describe because we have been brought up in a linear time. So linear meaning it takes you from A to B to do something to get somewhere. So we've been living in a physics, Newtonian physics kind of. You so if you want to get somewhere, you take a car or you take a train or you take your legs and you go from A to B. So we're going in a line. And so the basic description is more okay. So what the guides were showing me was so we are living in a linear time. So you go from A to B. So you go, 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, 2000, 210, you get what I mean. You go, 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 go. But in the higher realms, quite often they don't use time at all. But when they're looking in, so a reality container like ours has time, so we can see what it's like to manifest something. So it takes us a while to manifest. Whereas in the higher realms, they can instantly manifest what they want, depending on which realm they're in and what body they're in. Some bodies take longer, like us. But so basic description of the higher realms. So what they showed me was a circle. So that's them. So instead of having a straight line from A to B, they have a circle. So time would be in a circle, and they can just go to any time they want. So 1980, 1990, 2000, 220, whatever time they want. They don't have to wait from here to get to here, to get to here, to get to here, to get to here, to get to here. You get what I mean? They can just pop to any time. Kind of like they used to show me, I don't know why, a smorgasbord. Like you go to a restaurant and today I want to choose lettuce and I want to choose a little bit of some olives and I want to choose a little bit of chicken or tofu, whatever you're into. But whereas it takes us time to get everywhere. So, I mean, this is so basic, so basic. But this was what they were trying to tell me. But what they're saying is everything is now. So, past, present, future is now. So, for us, it feels like the past. So, it feels like the 1980s were here. So, that was the past. And then the 2000s are here. And then the 2025 is here. So, that's the now. But for the higher realms, everything is now. The 80s is now, the 2000s is now, the 2025s is now. It's all now. But the thing is, so as the higher soul, you can choose to incarnate back. Say you wanted to incarnate into the 1980s. You can do that, but honestly, it depends on your soul contracts or your soul plan. And what happens is it's never going to be the same 1980s. You're not going to incarnate back to this 1980s from here. It's going to be a new 1980s because everything is now, so everything is new. Does that make sense? It does in my head until I start to try and explain it in a human body. Okay, so everything is now. So the higher realms are just like, okay, boop, 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 boop. So what is happening on Earth, what they were showing me, is there is a mix of variables. Okay, so what we're doing is we're playing this cosmic game. How can we win the cosmic game? How can we beat the dark? How can the dark beat the light? What a fun game we are playing. So we come in with different variables. So what has happened now is we have the last few years, or longer than a few years, we have waves of volunteers now that have come in. So the first, there's timelines that we've experienced that has pretty much been like the Matrix, where AI has kind of took over. That didn't really go well for us. There have been timelines where maybe like what happened to some of the Greys, where they kind of it was easier for them to get rid of their emotions because they wanted to get, I don't know if they wanted to get more done. They kind of started getting rid of their emotions, and then they ended up, they couldn't procreate, they couldn't have more children. This is only certain Greys, there's so many different Greys. So, and then there have been so many different timelines that we have tried and we have created, and so many of them didn't work. Whoops. But that's okay, because we're eternal souls and we're playing, we're experiencing, so we've had an Atlantis timeline, and Atlantis didn't quite work. We've had Lemuria. That was getting pretty good, but that didn't quite work either. So now it's like, okay, so we're mixing it up. We're trying different souls. We're adding extra boosts in with starseeds, light workers, beings that are higher beings of light. We're trying a big mix now. And so many of us have volunteered. There's, like, Dolores Cannon talks about the 3 waves of volunteers. We're on the 3rd wave now. So we've got the 3rd wave that are in, and we're really trying to ascend. And this is a really great timeline that we're in, or like, it's, you can't even say a timeline because we've all got our different timelines, our own reality bubbles. It's not really time. It's just kind of like we're all kind of floating around in here, but it feels to us we've still been on this linear time bus, but now we're kind of going quantum, which is making some people go a bit crazy, because even I feel a bit crazy some days. So what's happened is, instead of going from A to B, we're moving into quantum, which means time is not as linear. So what's happened is our timeline is turning into a circle. Okay, so history is changing. You might lose your memory, spiritual memory loss, because when time collapses, you don't really know when something happened, or if it did happen. You can feel a bit crazy. So hang on in there. It's okay. Don't worry. You've got this. So does that make sense? Please comment below. I'm sure somebody could describe it better. But yeah, pretty much like we used to describe it, like some of my old videos, I described it like, Netflix, one person's watching one video, so they're on that timeline, and then somebody else could be watching another video, so that's their timeline, or there's a bunch of movie theaters, somebody's on that, watching that movie theater, somebody's watching that movie in the movie theater. But we've all got our own reality containers, and we've all got our own kind of soul plan as well. You could call it soul contract. Soul contract sounds a bit official, but it kind of is a soul contract of what we wanted to do on Earth, what we wanted to learn on Earth. And also, we all have come for the awakening of humanity and for the ascension of humanity. So all of us are kind of shifting into a more crystalline plasma body, which means that again that we're going more quantum. So time collapses even more when our bodies shift. And so there'll be beings in higher realms that have never heard of time, never heard of time. They don't even know what time is. So for us to experience time is quite a treat, to be honest with you. It's quite a novelty. It's quite an experience, because when you're in those higher realms, you just think something and it manifests straight away. So you haven't had that experience of creation. What is creation? So as humans, we're experiencing how creation works. You know, like, so if I wanted to cook dinner, I have to think about what I want to get. I have to get in my car. I have to make sure I've got enough money. I have to go to the supermarket. I have to get the food. I have to pack it. I have to bring it home. I have to unpack it. I have to cook it, you know, blah, blah, blah. But in the higher realms, often with these different bodies or no bodies, light bodies, you don't actually need food. You shift out of needing food. So we're really lucky as well to experience the food that we do. If in the higher realms, if you want to experience food, yes, you just manifest it. But it's boom, straight away, manifestations straight away. So it's quite different. So we need to really enjoy this time, this linear time, getting from A to B, the old physics, getting to A to B, because it is shifting now and it is collapsing back into the quantum field. So we're creating this more circular time. So yeah, it's going to be quite different, and it's going to feel weird, and you know, it can make you feel like you're losing the plot a little bit. So don't worry, you're okay. You're not crazy. You're not crazy. So just enjoy. Okay, so I've got some old videos as well about this kind of thing, but I don't know, if you've got a better way of explaining it, please let me know if you've heard anyone explain it, how time works on the other side. But you know, like, yeah, quite often there's no time. But there are beings as well that can see timelines. So like on star systems, spacecraft and things, there's some of them that can, and they do have these machines as well that can see a potential timeline, a little bit like, I don't know, Loki, on Marvel. Loki can see, like, they can see the timelines, they can see timelines splitting, but they're not, it's very hard to say that they're actually timelines. They're more just a line of potentialities, possibilities. So there, you know, there's always going to be event markers. So our story has been written in a way as well, because there are event markers that are happening. You know, like the movie has already been written, but it's how we want to, what character we want to play in the movie and how we want our part to play out. It's all, that's up to us as well. So we can have fun in our movie, or we can be completely stressed out in our movie. We can be abundant in our movie, or we can be completely poor in our movie. So it's we can create that part of our reality. So yeah, so just focus on what you want, and just let go of what you don't want. Have fun with it, play with it, visualize new earth frequencies, visualize abundance, wellness, and anything you dreamed of for yourself and for your community, for your family, for your friends, and for the wider earth, and for Gaia, elementals, and everything in the universe. So have fun, guys. Thanks for joining me. I'm Jozee. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.